Hello, everyone. Welcome here to the Memphis Motorsports Park, just outside, just north of Memphis, Tennessee. 3/4 of a mile short track here for test number 2 of the Mountain Dew Custom Series, season number 6. Cars getting ready to go out on pit lane for the second and final test. A little bit later than expected. Some weather in the area, some track disputes, I believe, but nevertheless, we are here at Memphis, what will be our second and final 30-minute test. Let's take a look here at some of your drivers and get this going. All right, so who's out on track? We got here number 29 of Jesse Turner. He's the first one to take to the track, setting down some times early. 34.371. Probably will improve this lap. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I think he was actually on pit road for some of that first lap, just how it scores it. So I see a lot of guys clicking off some times. Going to see some fast times here, I think, at this 3/4 mile short track. It's got some good banking to it. I think it's a little bit more banked than Richmond is, which is another 3/4 of a mile track. So we should see some fast times here. I'm a bit out of the commentary loop, so sorry if this isn't the best, but, you know, it's just a test session. I got to test myself, too, for this upcoming season. Let's talk about somebody who was not at Atlanta. That would be the number 61 of Peter Andrea, the Season 1 champion here in the MDCS. He's running 5 races for Hagen Enterprises in that NTB 61 as Kev Shear all over the back of him early. Kev has another Toyota of Mikey Yamakaze ahead of him, as, of course, trying to get past cars on pit road doesn't really work. Now, Jack here looping around here in this number 61. Doesn't look like he has a time up just yet, so that was his out lap. Now he'll be starting his first timed lap here, coming around. Let's see where that gets him. Pretty good driver on the short tracks. Snapped his winless streak at Mesa Marin in the Truck Series last season, which was like a 4-season winless streak that he had. So moving up to the Cup Series, one of the flagship drivers of the NSDCA, as many people I think would agree to that, as they are almost like 3 wide back there almost. But yeah, Anjak trying to make the most of his starts here for Hagen down in the MDCS, as he looks like he's fallen down to 10th on the timing charts. Got a couple more drivers who are not in the first test, if we could find them. In a ride here, we got 2 Dodges side by side. That's Anderson Reed, Jacob Rose. Reed's going to throw it on in. He didn't have the best of races. The only points race in the top 3 series was last season when Bristol on the other side of Tennessee had a big flood, so he couldn't use the track. The Truck Series made the trip over here, but Reed, he had a tire go down, and that really didn't help his championship hopes any, but he did make it into the chase. Now, who is different? There's one. It would be the number 2 of Ashton LaJoy. So, Rockstar Energy Racing, they've got a Dr. Pepper Dash Series team this season. Obviously, Kyle Corbett had some success in that team last season, got 2 wins, which was then the 32. I'm not 100% sure if it's the 32 this year or not that Ashton will be running, but he's had a couple seasons in the NSDCA as he goes wide into the wall, back into Jeffrey Finguy. Finguy's not going to be too happy about that, but LaJoy just beat in both sides of that car, and he's a little squirrely there on pit entry as well, but doesn't look like Ashton, who hasn't been in an MDCS car in a while, adjusted to it too good as he kind of threw it into the wall there, so RER didn't need to see that happen, but Priya McShane will be in this too for the full season next season, as she actually had a really good Atlanta test session. So I'm honestly a little bit surprised that RER threw Ashton in here after Priya had such a good test, but they've got their method. So looks like it's the 77 Bobo Jones, just 1/1000th off of a sub 24 second lap time. Beat Cordell Smith, who is an RBSTS champion, as now look at that, Kyle Corbett within 100th to that time. So these times, it's really close at the front. It's basically a 10th separating 2nd to 8th. So yeah, Bobo Jones, who's known as a road ringer, as look at this, they're trying to split Daniel Cobbs there. Evans is on the move past both of them. That is a crazy move by the driver who's 7th on the time charts currently, Preston Evans. But yeah, as we saw in the CRTS race last season, this track could produce a lot of unpredictable things, and one of those would be Bobo Jones here leading the time charts. But I want to talk about the guy down in 10th. That'd be the one, if he is on track. There he is. Be the one, Alex Parker. He's driving for Hagen Enterprises in the Most Modified Series. I might have a Dr. Pepper Dash Series ride as well. Not 100% on that. I need to figure out where everybody is, but this is not for Reed Racing in that number one. This is now for JRL Racing, the team owned by Nicky Morris, as Reed Racing has hit some financial troubles over the offseason, and they've kind of split apart their MDCS program. The number 3 equipment is now on the 62 of Roger Ray over at Cyclone Motorsports, as the 42 and the 77 have gone sub 24 seconds on their lap times. That would be the top 2. But Parker here, he's looking to redeem himself. Truck Series, they had a test at Memphis, and it went horribly for the driver of this number 1. So he's got to do what he can to find that confidence back, especially around here. If he's driving in those short tracks on the Dr. Pepper Dash, here's the Most Modified. There's going to be plenty of tracks like this. This might even be one of the tracks on the schedule. I don't think they're confirmed yet, but 13 of 14 tracks for the Mountain Dew Custom Series schedule are confirmed, but I will get to that later. So yeah, Parker trying to do what he can. And further talking about the breakup of Reed Racing's MDCS team, Mac Johnson, his Most Modified team is now aligned with Monster Motorsports. So gains another development driver to that program, which is going to be major for them, I feel. So they've now got a second satellite down in the MMS, and I think Mac will be making a couple starts in a part-time car for Diego's team, Monster Motorsports, but I'm not 100% on that. Where is he? Is he still right there? Yes, he is. Noah Kim in the 57, getting some testing experience in first test for him here in the MDCS. He's running some races in the 57 and the 54. He's getting the better equipment for the super speedways because he's considered a super speedway ringer. So he will be in the 54, but I think for a good chunk of the rest of the season, he will be in this Tax Slayer number 57. Austin Johnson in the 54, like he is now, that he will be for 12 races next season. Looks like we got a third driver, sub 24 seconds. That would be Colton Yo. And Onjack there in the 61 is at a 24 flat. So might want to consider 4 drivers there getting onto there. But how everybody interprets it is different. There's Colton Yo, as he's actually been beaten now to third by James Ellison in the 53. But Colton, TSR had a very good year last season. Did not get the championship, but won 3? I want to say they won 3 races, maybe 4. I know Fletcher got Daytona, so they're the defending Valvoline 200 winning team. And now I'm gonna have to see. It's not the best commentary for me right now. Kyle Corbett's gone to the top of the charts, though. He was right behind Yo, so yeah. Although Ashton LaJoy seems to have a rough and tumble test here at Memphis, Corbett is proving that it might not be a complete wash for RER as he's gone to the top of the board. SBR, how about it? 10th and 7th for... 10th is Matt Sladek, and 7th is Kev Shearer, so that's really good. That 83's got some strong equipment as well. There's Kev. Let's go for an onboard lap or 2 with the driver of the 83, why don't we? Boy, the spread from 7th to 10th extremely close, or 8th to 10th, excuse me, extremely close. You got 0.061, 0.062, and 0.068 on those times. As Cordell Smith puts in an amazing lap time in the 67 Toyota, 23.925, which smashes Corbett's time, technically. But yeah, Memphis traditional short track. I mean, maybe not traditional in the sense that it is a D-shaped oval, but a good short track. No real quirks to it outside of the bridge, I'd say, going over the backstretch. And A fairly tricky pit road exit that caught out some drivers, namely Peter Onjak. As Kev, oh, he drove it into the wall. Smoke out on the track. We are going to pause, figure out what happened. But Kev, he hit the wall. That is a shame. Actually, let's see. How bad is the damage? Not too bad. Alright, so who hit the wall down here in 3? Oh, we had an absolute gaggle of cars there. Calling into the corner. Is it Ashton LaJoy again? Alright, well, we saw... I mean... Alright, let's slow it down. Figure out what happens. We saw in the CRTS race last season, coming into turn 3, it was Mark Silas coming off at pit road. I think the last truck race for Fitzwater Australia last season merged straight in front of his boss, Fitzwater, and wiped out a bunch of the field. And Irving Allison was able to sneak by because Ryan Butcher got knocked out of the race from that wreck, pounding the safer barrier pretty hard. And yeah, it looks like it just might be the same thing here. LaJoy merging up in front of Preston. Emmons down into turn 3, and Emmons is just going to hook him. So, oh, does he hit Mike Cook? No, he misses Mike Cook, but Emmons, I think, is going to keep it clean here. Oh, maybe a little bit of scrape as LaJoy slams the wall. So, they're going to have to go to work on that 2 car again. Emmons, I think that damage will just buff out. He should be fine. But Ashton LaJoy, another rough break for him here in testing. Looks like Alex Parker doesn't have to worry about what happened last time. It looks like LaJoy is going to fall into that same trap again. Let's get one more look at this. All right, out the back of the number 2. Oh, Emmons was making the move on the 89 and just... Oh, he just got cleaned out. LaJoy drives away. He'll be all right. Oh, it just happened. All right. And back to live action after a non-existent red flag. You know the deal by now. It's NR. One driver we've not talked about would be the 9th place. Is LaJoy gonna pit? Is he gonna drive around all wounded? Huh? All right. Looks like he's driving around wounded. Okay, Ashton. Maybe Sebi came on the radio and said just stay out there, but it would be, yes, the number 13, Ryan Butcher. I believe it was Alex Benyako, who was in the test last time out at Atlanta. So Butcher, he drove one of the tests back in the 17 last season when that was the Leach car for BGM, but this time it is the number 13, and he has put it into the top 10 on the time charts. Where's the RBSDS champion, huh? There he is, a short track king, many called him when he was down in the RBSDS. Didn't have the best of seasons last year, but Cordell Smith looks like he is not playing around. He got the top TRD equipment from Luke Rainey, and he has put it at the top of the charts by just over 300ths of a lap, a 23.925. So where's he lapping now? Looks like just a little bit slower, not too slow. So... yeah, Cordell not playing around. He's got some fresh colors on that Toyota Camry IWX coming aboard, replacing Mobile One. He's got Globe Life, which is a supporter of one of his favorite teams, Texas Rangers. I think they are still the team's ballpark sponsor, but ahead of him would be the 02 Alex Fletcher, last season's Valvoline 200 winner. So a lot of eyes on that Chewy.com 02. See how Fletcher does. A Smart Motorsports team has gained a lot of speed as of late. But Fletcher, yeah, 13, so not too bad. Still definitely competitive time. Just about a 10th off, I'd say. Yeah, right? No, I'm losing my mind. Alright, so about a 10th and a half. But yeah, a lot of eyes on him. Smart Motorsports, though, they're a little bit cash-strapped as... the Daytona test had just happened. This is a little bit after the Daytona test, since the snow that was sitting around here at Memphis, they got a good-sized blizzard, kind of trapped some of these teams in for a while. But yeah, that's cleared up, and we're able to test, which is nice. Yeah, so Smart Motorsports feeling a little bit of concerns in the monetary department, so hopefully those issues can be resolved. Looks like here's Preston Emmons coming out of pit road. He had some trouble with the car that merged out in front of him last time in National Joy, but he is all clear. All right, we got 2 contenders right here. Kobza, who's correct, top 10, and Yamakaze, who's down in 17th. These two seem to be some of the quicker cars. They want to say they were top 2 at Atlanta, so some strong equipment, some strong drivers, some forces possibly to be reckoned with for this championship. But I think with like Colton Lane moving out, Larry Hagan moving out, Austin Johnson moving out as Mears dives into the pit lane. Oh, don't throw it into the pit wall. He keeps it down. He'll be all right. But I think with some of those top guys moving up, Roger Ray as well, Luke Rainey moving up as well, that just kind of creates this new wave of guys coming down here, like Yamakaze, Kobza. You got Colton Yo and Zach Rogers, Zachary Racing with James Ellison. Ellison, who's 5th on the charts, I should still add. He's still up there. Jeffrey Finguy there at Evernham. He's up to 9th. That's a good run for Finguy. Oh, man, Vince Freeze. Late move there with Onjak trying to get into the pit lane. It's pretty tricky because the backstretch is probably the shortest part of this racetrack. But yeah, Finguy here for Evernham. He's trying to have a good season, trying to rebound. Somebody jumped into the top 10. That would be Mikey Yamakaze by 2/1000ths of a second. That'd be the 0-1 at the top of the charts once again. All right, going to get a quick flyby here for a couple laps. We hit about halfway here in testing. So the only real surprises I would say that are on the top of the charts is they are 3 wide there. Oh my goodness, Yamakaze, and Emmons and Patrick Smith, that CFRO teammates going 3 wide. We've seen some incidents in the truck race last year going down in the turns 1 and 2, but they seem to be all right. Man, I didn't expect some 3 wide here at Memphis, but they did go 3 wide when Irving Allison won last year. I'm bringing that race up so much because I think the only other thing here was RBSTS at one point, and I want to say that was won by Cody Goforth. Goforth's team, FPR, decided to not enter this test, but they will be running some of the season, although their main focus would be a chartered run in the CRTS, so good to see them small teams getting some love. So only surprises in the top 10, I'd say, would be Bobo Jones and Austin Delgado, 2 drivers known for their road course prowess. They're 4th and 5th. You got 11th through 20th. Kev Shearer, Ryan Butcher, Matt Sladek, they've slipped out of the top 10, but still good runs for those Toyotas, as well as Mike Cook in the 89. Anderson Reed down there in 15th. Brad Stover, Alex Fletcher, Preston Emmons, Jose Perez, and excuse me, number 1 of Alex Parker. I'd say Parker's really the only surprise out of there, as someone jumped up the order. Who would that be? Would that be Emmons? Yeah, I think that'd be Emmons. Okay. Further on down, Zach Rogers, 21st. Not the day he's hoping to have. Ditech seems to not having a good day, 22nd and 23rd. Patrick Smith, he showed some really good speed in higher series testing. Wasn't too bad himself at Atlanta, but he's down the order today, 24th. Any heavy hitters here down at the bottom? William Duncan, John Dilks. Horrible runs for them early, and expected Ash and LaJoy lowest on the charts. Have we had any mechanical issues at any point? I don't think so, as some reason, if I could get the scroll wheel, kind of hard, mouse doesn't want to show up on my game. Well, I'll look at it after the session if we missed anything. How about that? Oh goodness, wrong button. There we go. Your MDCS broadcasting team here. I gotta shake the rust off. Moving along, there is Vince Freeze in the number 27. The Iceman here working with Zach Rogers, Kev Shearer. I'm running out of things to say. What can we talk about? Rogers really throws it in. Cavs, he gonna hit the wall coming off the turn 2 again. Nope, looks like he'll be alright. Like I mentioned, William Duncan having a poor session down the order. Coding overload. I don't know what OBS is talking about. Maybe some frame drop. I think we'll be all right. Duncan. Where was he? It would have been the truck testing session at Michigan where he was in the number 67 for Toyota Racing Development. He was way down the order, but he pit late and got a good lap in, so maybe that will happen this time out for Duncan, but looks like he is just way off the pace, getting some long run in. Yeah, he's gotten 40 laps in, so doesn't surprise me though here at this short track. The big pack of cars anywhere. There's Christian Vargas. We didn't talk about him much because it was about the end of Atlanta testing. He got a cup chance at Texas World. I think he did okay in it. That would be the 36, but it's Sauber Racing Team's first full-time MDCS season, so they're hoping to have good results as Kev Shearer throws it on in. Kev trying to have a good season as well. See, he hasn't been full-time ever in the NSDCA. Taking a look, Season 2, he was part-time in the 09. Then he was supposed to be full-time in the Flex Tape, something as he's going to throw it in the wall once again. Oh my goodness, Kev. Racking up the bills for SBR. Yeah, Season 3, he ended up being part-time at Fitzwater Australia Racing, got replaced by Austin Delgado because contract talks. Then Season 4 was it was completely retired in Season 4, I should say. Then Season 5, he came back, some starts with Impala. Before Impala changed their truck program, as Kev almost drives it into the wall again. It's gotten 39 laps, and kind of like Duncan has, he needs to get some fresh tires on that car because it is ill handling. Oh man, Kev, you're gonna give Shade Eves a heart attack. I'm surprised the Shade Eves, Matthew Eves, is not at this session as he is from northern Mississippi. So Memphis, kind of a home track for him. As it was rumored the Hattiesburg Speedway would be making an appearance on the MDCS schedule. That is not the case. As let's just find some battling to focus on. This should be pretty good here with Finn Guy and Duncan. Rumored Hattiesburg Speedway would be kind of resurrected from the dead, an old classic of days gone by before the NSDCA, although the money ran out. That track not able to be restored. Maybe in the future it will be. But we're keeping here in the MDCS about 12 of the 14 races the same. The track that is off would be Myrtle Beach after a generally disappointing event, I would say. Fans really didn't like it. Was not disappointing for Logan Cloud, who dominated the race day. As we're thinking about you, Cloud. Hope everything gets better for you as he stepped away from the car due to personal reasons, but generally kind of just disliked by the fans. Not a lot of passing, not a lot of action. So we are going up to the northeast for Oxford Plains out in Maine, a real short track. I don't even think it might be under half a mile. Might be like 4/10 of a mile, kind of like South Boston is. As we'll be going there for the Burnham Boilers 150, and it's been rumored that we might taking a trip out west, possibly on the tour with Old Spice, kind of the Mountain West tour, to Pikes Peak, the 1 mile oval out in Fountain, Colorado. Up high altitude, high action track possibly, or we may be going something different as the track that replaces Phoenix on the calendar, because Phoenix, with circumstances, really didn't work out, and it was just a really dominant race by Colton Lane. Got some action here between Scott Roush and Jose Perez, two teams that didn't have the best of runs last season. With Roush kind of stepping in mid-season after a disastrous start for Cody Lamas didn't work out. And then it would be, wrong way. And then it would have been the 35 of Patrick Smith. That did not work out either. Smith DNQ'd, but seems like Jose running double duty is going to work out for him, and maybe it will work out as well for Patrick Smith over at CFRO. Has he improved on his time any? Nope, slipped down to 24th. I mean, some of these guys will need to pit. Speaking of Patrick, there he is, passing some Roush to the inside. Yeah, I think some of these guys just are going to need to put on fresh tires if they want to improve their times at all. Oh, Duncan way high. I don't think he hit the wall, though. Turn 2's a real trouble spot here at Memphis. Oh, man, the Toyota's really getting frisky there between Butcher and Turner, but I thought you were going to see some bumper contacts and beating and banging. We saw some activity there, but no, they keep it clean smartly. Got a Ashton LaJoy. Has he repaired his car? Looks like that right side's clean. Does he have a new rear clip on it? Yes, he does. Can he keep it clean for 7 more minutes? That's the big question. That's kind of the big storyline from this test. Got some Toyotas doing good, and Ashton LaJoy causing some chaos. Got his teammate there, Kyle Corbett, right there. We did talk about him. Eric Monaco. He's trying to recover his confidence after a blown engine at Daytona testing, which I think ended up actually totaling that car because he got into the wall because of the oil. Looks like the one's doing good. Obviously, now property of JRL Racing. There's a 0102. Nice numerology there, but taking a look up here, you got the Kamikaze Motorsports team behind them, 66 and 17. They've received a good hunk of criticism, I'd say, outside of the 25 truck, which just had some speed in it. Obviously, the old TSR 8, but the Kamikaze homegrown equipment from AC Mears and Jacob Rose, mainly that 90 truck. The CRTS has caused some chaos at Daytona and Texas from being off the pace. Competitors, teams, they've complained that banana truck, that 90 is just way too slow for these testing sessions. They'd have to do something, but to those critics, broadcast team does raise the point. You know, it did get a top 10 at Kentucky with Roger Ray behind the wheel, so I don't know if that was Rose because he did not have the best session in the 13. The 13, oh, excuse me, the 23 for BK in the CRTS while he was getting prepared for a Suntrap 500 start for BK as well. And it might not be Casey Mears either because we saw at Texas World he put together a great time in his 07. So we don't really know what is going on there with KGM. Bobo Jones, 4th fastest man, bring it on down pit road as we are going to do something. Let's go on board with Colton Lane a few more times. He's got a visor cam. Yeah, why not? Get to see some more off-throttle time compared to Atlanta. Patrick Smith really working the top there, but Lane is trying to get underneath him to the inside. Oh, man! Really blocked by Patrick Smith, trying to get him off. He's going to keep it wide, though. Keeps it off the wall as well. Even in these testing sessions, we've seen a lot of good battling. Nothing chaotic as the Nashville Fairgrounds test where we saw a car get upside down. Oh goodness, how am I forgetting who flipped? How am I forgetting who flipped? Goodness me. Huh. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on that. Anyways, like I said, I gotta get back into the commentary groove as well. Oh boy, but yeah, not only compared to that big wreck we saw there, we saw a bunch of other minor wrecks there, so Fairground seems to be a chaotic speedway, or short track, excuse me, that the fans might like, the broadcasting teams might like, but I don't think the team pockets like it any, as you see the Smart Motorsports cars battling there as well. Oh, Duncan's fallen down to last. LaJoy had improved on his time. Looks like Dilks improved on his time, got up to 26, but Duncan last on the testing session. That's just going to give him heartbreak because we got a big battle there. 27 and 67. Got Cordell Smith. Vince Freeze throws it in. What a... I don't even know if he used the brakes for that corner, but Vince Freeze on the gas. What a corner by Vince Freeze using his icy powers. Plenty of jokes all season. I'll be here all season, but... Oh, Reed, don't do that to your boss! Oh, he turned him! No! He put him in the wall! Ajak ain't taking any of that from Anderson Reed. What were they doing? Oh, man, that's just gonna give... That's gonna give Jay Evernham and heart attacks along with Larry Hagan. Yeah, Ajak just got upset because Reed bumped it coming off the corner and just hooked it left. Showing his displeasure, like, hey, if you're going to race for me, you better treat me clean at least. They're still dealing with each other full-time in the CRTS. As Ajak running full-time in the 44, Reed still in the 41. But coming down 2 minutes left of testing, I'd be surprised if we got any quicker times as did... Oh, 13! Alright, pausing. 13's got damage. 89's got damage. So, this ain't good for Toyota. Oh, what the heck? Oh. Alright, they've got a bone to pick with James Ellison, I think. So, Butcher here, coming down the back straightaway, is just going to going to connect with the 53. Nowhere for Mike Cook to go, and they slam the wall. They'll drive it back, though, but heavy damage to both of those Camrys, and looks like James Ellison not taking anything from some of these guys out here. With testing winding down, I don't know if William Duncan ever pit or not to get some fresh tires on his 33. I think that's the just biggest thing for Duncan. I mean, maybe they're not out here for speed, but he's run 60 laps. I'd be surprised if he hasn't pit to try and change something with that setup, but I don't think they have anything. Speaking of Zachary Racing, Brad Stover in the 87. Whoa, what is going on here? That ain't gonna work, but it does. Oh, man. People are gonna need some new fire suits. What the? Oh, that's why. Okay. Rogers gets into Rose. They slide up into the wall. Yamakaze has a near miss as well. And yeah, they were just coming back down and everybody trying to freak out to avoid that wreck. I did not think they were going to get by it there because... Oh, man, that was so close. All right, but testing is almost complete. I don't know if we'll look at that again or not. And we've got a tire down in the 89, probably from that wreck. But Kev Shearer lost an engine, so the pain never ends for Shade Burkhart Racing. Oh, well, they've got the money to afford that. So, yeah, it's Mikey Yamakaze in that 0-1 who just snookered by that last accident. He's got the fastest car, once again, one of the quicker cars, and maybe the underdog, who I think only got one top 10 last season, is going to end up possibly being a championship contender this season for BGM. I have to see someone... Oh, Corbett just drove it into the wall, so... Memphis still a slick, tricky track for some of these guys, some of these rookies out here, but some of those experienced guys still got into each other. I don't know what that 61 to 39 we're doing there. We've seen a whole slew of incidents, but that's going to do it for myself here from the Memphis Motorsports Park. Thank you all for watching here on the NSDCA as this session will wind out. Shouldn't get too much more. I don't know if anybody else will improve or not. Thank you all for watching. Daytona coming up soon with the duels, with the Valvoline 200. We will see you then. Finishing results will be in the Discord as well. And if not, if I don't see you until then, I'll see you then at Daytona.